Hey, hey, boys.
We've been stuck in this bunker now for over a month.
Oh, boys.
I just found a canteen of water and a severed hand.
Hey, hey, boys.
And then I was running,
Oh,
running.
boy.
Something bit me.
Boys.
Boys, hello.
Salutations, boys. We're back at it again with another rendition of the Wine Boys podcast, episode 101.
Coming to you live from my motherfucking house.
Wow. Me too.
From,
Hashtag.
Hashtag stay home. Hashtag quarantine zone.
So we got things to discuss this evening, but first we got to give you the socials. A little housekeeping. We got to get out of the way.
Just a little bit of tax preparation for you, boys. We're here and we're clear to tell you about the Wine Boys podcast on social media. We are on social media on Instagram, Twitter, at Wine Boys Pod. You can find us on basically all forms of social media, full episodes on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, most notably on Spotify and Apple Music, Stitcher. There's a lot of them out there. Just go download it. 5 stars, 5-star reviews, likes, comments, smoke bombs.
Wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome. Wicked awesome, Sag. And then we're wineboyspod@gmail.com. Thanks for your suggestions and silly amateur videos of naked people. We are, can't say that I didn't skim through it. I'm at the Zach Edward on Instagram and Twitter. That's the Zach Edward. Just search Zach Edward in your search bar. I will do Zoom comedy dates if you want me to. I just think of it as I think of Zoom stand-up comedy. It's kind of like going on a date, but that person shows up 30 minutes late and then they leave they leave before the first course. So it's kind of just you're funny, but I gotta go. Something else is going on and I gotta check it out. So.
All right, boys. You can follow me at Lord Gerald on the Instagrams, on the Twitters. Other than that, I'm just living my life like it's golden, doing dad things.
Bright colors, short shorts.
Yeah, short shorts, bright colors, loving ourselves. So
you know what I was gonna say I looked out the window today and I tried to embrace that motto because it started snowing in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
in the second week of May.
Boys,
how long have we been inside?
Let's hold on. Let's pause here.
Let me out.
Let the intro roll.
Get me the fuck out of here.
Hi, I'm Gerald.
And I'm Zach.
And we are the Wine Boys. Boys.
Hey, you caught me rocking the mic, sorry.
I think it's time to deep throat the culture. Boys.
Wow.
We're back.
Should we give it economic intercourse?
Now, tonight we're drinking something extra special. This is what Jesus used to create wine.
Really?
What was that?
I believe my Catholicism is correct. Was it water?
Dihydrogen oxide.
Oh, shit.
Science, boys. AKA water.
Water.
What are you drinking this evening?
This is Brita filtered water from my Supermax Brita.
Oh, wow.
I bought one of those 4-gallon boys because I like to filtrate my water.
Wow, you're a trooper.
I'm not drinking that government still water. It's effectively free.
Fuck that. It's effectively free. There's actually filtration systems you can get to hook up to your house.
I know, and I want to, but I ain't got that time or money just yet. But, if you subscribe to the Wine Boys podcast and go on to Apple Music and leave us a 5-star review, maybe one day I'll share my filtered water with the world.
Hey, I like it.
I want my house to look like a Poland Spring ad.
I love it. So tonight, Daddy's drinking Wegmans spring water.
Shout out to Wegmans.
Food you feel good about. Now, the description on the bottle reads, chosen with care. Our food you feel good about, Yellow Banner, is your shortcut to great tasting foods with no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Better not be, it's fucking water.
Could you imagine if they were just like added sulfites? It's like, really?
Added sulfite. Red number 40, it's water.
It's water. I would be able to see it. Why can't I see it?
Let's see, we only offer products we love, and we hope you'll love them too. If not, we'll give you your money back.
Yeah.
The Wegmans family.
So now, boys, I know you're sitting there and just probably frothing at the mouth, being like, why aren't they drinking wine? This is the wine podcast. Damn it. Fuck. Just so angry.
We've crossed 100 episodes at this point.
Crossed 100 episodes. We're phoning it in. We're sober boys now. Guess what? Yeah. Water Boys, new podcast now. We can do whatever we want. It's our show.
Yeah. Do you want to get to the point where like we don't even get along anymore?
I do, actually. Like, yeah.
You know, you record your portion of the show separately. I record mine separately. We edit it together.
We edit it together, and they're just like, there's nothing wrong with the band, guys.
Yeah. Zach just Edward. Like, haven't heard that name in years.
Yeah. Haven't talked to Zach Edward since he moved out to the big city. Haha. But no, I'm on antibiotics, and not to be confused with antibodies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think I had the vid. I don't think either of us have had it, but no, I'm taking antibiotics.
To be honest, I might have had it.
I think I did too. Honest. I told you the story about the last time I did a gig in Saratoga, and fucking like there was a case 2 days later, and I was like, somebody sneezed on me. Like I had 2 slices of pizza that night too. Mm-hmm. And it was like, you know, I probably shouldn't eat this, but you know,
yeah,
I think it actually helped my immune system.
I told you about how sick my kid was back in like February,
and she's like fine. She's walking now. I saw pictures. She walking.
Yeah, she walking.
Get a walking baby.
Yeah,
doesn't that scare you? Doesn't it scare the shit out of you?
Like, nah, that's cool. I want her to walk. I'm tired of carrying her ass. I've been carrying this family for years, son.
Lazy bitch.
Why
don't you learn how to walk?
Yeah, I mean, the sooner they walk, the sooner they get a job, you know?
For real. Maybe they get a job at Whack-Ons. Nice job, Calvin. Calvin's got a job.
You got a job?
Got a job.
So, yeah, but you were saying, though, like, while you're on antibiotics.
Yeah, just a little crony issue, you know? Shout out to my cronies, you know?
West Side.
I got a couple boys listening to the podcast. They're cronies. Feel me, son? So
gang.
They know what it's like, you know, listening to the podcast on the toilet and through their headphones. You know what it's like. Of course.
Just like giggle in silence.
Just while their girlfriend because it's like, what's so funny? It's just like nothing.
Yeah. And then I gotta actually get up early in the morning, so you know,
excuses.
I'm gonna sit here and drink alone.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of drinking alone, let's talk about Jay Cutler.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, he's toasting alone, and you know what? It works.
I think he loves it.
Oh, my God.
I said this a long time ago. So, boys, we're not much for gossip journalism, but this story is juicy like a peach.
Yes.
And Jay Cutler.
Well, before you get into it, you got to set it up. You got to set, because we did talk about Jay Cutler on the podcast before.
We did. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that like Jay Cutler's face is like incredibly punchable, and he just doesn't look like he does anything.
No,
like,
he doesn't.
He's got frumpy face. Like he's just the kind of guy who's just like, yeah, I took out the garbage and, you know, played some Call of Duty. And
pretty much.
That's it. It's like, is that all you did today? Ordered a pizza. But I did that online. So I talked to nobody. The wave of the future. Coronavirus, where you talk to no one ever again.
Yeah, well, what had happened was it was a while ago. We actually talked about, I couldn't even find the episode it was, but we talked about Jay Cutler on the episode because your girlfriend, my wife, both enjoyed the show very cavalierly.
Very cavalierly, yeah.
And we happened to catch a bit of the show
And,
while they were watching it on separate occasions. Like we were both
we
away from
both
each
said
other.
like the same exact thing.
Yeah, and it was pretty much like
Just
Jay Cutler just seems
like he's just there. Like he's a fucking lamp.
He's Mr. Cavallari. Like
Yeah.
he's there.
You
It
might
doesn't
know
seem
my
like he really
husband,
does
former
anything.
All-Pro quarterback Jay Cutler, and he's just like, babe, I was All-Pro once.
Yeah,
like,
he was
he's-
also one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL,
which is
at the time.
fucking bananas to me. That
Yes.
like it just you don't feel like Jay Cutler at one point in time was like a top 10 quarterback, but he was paid like one.
He was, but
He got money. He got money before Matt Stafford. He got money before Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
He got money before quarterbacks that still play, that are good.
yes, but at least Matt Ryan took his team to a conference champion, Super
Took
Bowl.
his team. Well, yeah. Oh,
I
yes.
mean, granted, Tom Brady, but still.
Granted, blew a 25-point lead, but let's not talk about that anymore.
You know what? To be totally honest with you, 20 years from now, they're going to be doing this Michael Jordan documentary about Tom Brady.
I know. I'm also reminded every March 28th that the Atlanta Falcons blew a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl. It makes my day.
Oh, man.
I'm not even like the Atlanta
March
Falcons fans aren't even that
28th.
bad. Yeah. They're not even that bad. Like, they're actually relatively normal people.
Yeah.
They party. It's Atlanta. But
of course.
I love that Dirty Bird documentary they did about the Dirty Bird Atlanta Falcons from the early 90s. That brought like swag back to the game.
Deion Sanders.
The Dirty Bird dance. Then they got good in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the Atlanta Falcons were dog shit for a long time.
Oh,
and then
absolutely.
And then finally Deion's just like, let's get some swag, son. And then sure enough.
Prime time.
Spell it wrong, make it look cool. Put Z's at the end of S's, boom, the 90s. But
listen, look good, feel good. Feel good, play good. Play good, they pay good.
They pay good. Show me the money, Jerry.
But back to
Jay
Lonely
Cutler,
Jay,
lonely,
formerly known as
Jay.
Mr. Cavallari.
Also, another thing, do Texans have like just big jaws, big jowls?
I think everything's bigger in Texas,
including like chubby face, because like I'm a socially distant Detroit Lions fan. It's my new favorite thing to say. I said it the other day, just randomly. I think I was having a conversation just about sports in general, and then somebody was just like, "Wait, who's your favorite football team?" I was like, "I'm a socially distant Detroit Lions fan." It came out, and people were like, "That's pretty funny." But it
just makes me think of like that one historic year where you guys like had the perfect season
of losing.
Yeah,
they went 0-16.
Yeah, they went 0-16, and you had the one guy in the crowd wearing like the bag over his head.
I did that for a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
That year in college, I wore a Detroit Lions jersey and put a paper bag on my head. And it was the easiest costume. I cost $0.
That guy was social distancing I've been 6 years ago.
I've been social distancing before it was even cool. Since Instagram made it cool, I was doing it way before that.
Yeah.
Anywho, so
Mr. Jay
point of
Cutler,
that,
formerly known as Mr. Cavallari.
Yeah, the point of the story is that Matt Stafford is also a Texas quarterback. And he's got a very chubby face.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of like looked back at like the lineage of like quarterbacks from Texas, and I was like, they all kind of got this chubby face thing. I don't know if it's just like weird genetics. I don't know if it's just Texas, but I don't know. It came out of it. Anyway, the moral of the story is that Jay Cutler has this frumpy fat face.
Yes.
And I just like, you think about it, and it's like, all right, Kristen Cavallari, OG bad girl. What was the original show? Was it the Hills?
I think it was the Hills. Yeah.
So she was the OG bad girl. She was the home wrecker, just living it up, not giving a fuck.
Right.
Just doing hot girl shit. And she now created, this empire. What is it? I don't even know what she does. What exactly is it? Like cosmetics? Is it like
costume jewelry?
Costume jewelry?
Yeah, that was her thing on the show. Was she had this company that sold like jewelry?
Is that a real job?
I don't know. From what I read, like her net worth was like 3.5 million. His was like $50
million.
50 million smackaroos.
I'm going to say this again. Jay Cutler is worth $50 million.
$50 million.
For hucking piss missiles for 10 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, shit, he worked his deals, man. Hey. So anyway.
He did have a fucking nuke for an arm, though. He really
absolutely.
did. That thing was just he was creating nuclear warfare with that thing.
Yeah. But to see him go from that to he's on this show moping around. Hey, Jay, what'd you do today? Took the boys to school. Took the trash out. Going hunting in 2 months. Got to start gearing up for that.
Cool. Do you do anything else besides be really fucking boring?
Yeah, he's super boring. He seems borderline depressed. Kind of like when you see a guy who like spent his whole life from the time he was like 4 years old working to achieve a singular goal.
Of being a professional football player, and does it at a I would say average level, slightly above average for a couple of years.
Still got paid like
still got elite slightly money. Above average NFL quarterback gets paid $15 to $16 million a year.
Yeah, like he was still getting elite money. So anyway,
Jay fucking Cutler.
You could just see it in his eyes was because I think they filmed that show I think the first season was probably like the year after he retired or something like that.
It was the year after he retired before he went back because as the boys that are close to the league may know, like Jay Cutler was just playing football not but 2 years ago in the NFL, starting for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
It's just bananas.
But yeah, this was right after he retired from the Bears. Mm-hmm. But you could just see it like this is something that happens a lot with like professional athletes is they've been working their asses off from the time they were old enough to even hold a ball. And they get there and now it's like, all right, you're 33 years old, retired. Yeah. You got more money than God.
Yeah. It's like I have enough money to legitimately do nothing. Like maybe I could start a business or maybe I can do what my dream was besides football, which was nothing.
Nothing. You didn't have. This was your only dream. Then now you're.
What if you wrote that? Like if you go through, you find Jay Cutler's journal, first page, just like it's just 16 pages of just like in-depth football, and then at the end, like the 17th page, it's just so I can get to my ultimate goal of doing nothing.
Yeah, but I doubt that was it. He just didn't. It seems like watching the show, like looking back, he didn't plan for anything else. This was it.
I'm
gonna play football.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a star quarterback. I'm gonna go play SEC football.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna chuck the ball around the yard.
Check.
Yeah. He did everything. He played SEC football. Chucked the ball around the yard. You know, had a very Brett Favre-ian type of career.
Yep.
You know, 2 teams, throw a lot of interceptions. I think he was colorblind.
Yeah.
Had a few issues with turnovers.
Yep. Didn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't matter. Didn't bother him much because he got.
Jay's the kind of guy that walks out of a bar, cigarette dangling out of his mouth, and just goes, "Run." I'm gonna see how far I can throw this. You think I throw it 70 in the air? Spits on his hand. Watch this.
Boy. I can do this, boys. So Jay's retired for the first time.
Ball whistles out of his hands.
Early 30s.
Yeah.
Plenty of tread left on the tires.
What else you got to do?
What's he gonna do? Absolutely nothing. But the thing is watching the show, and maybe this is just the way they edited it. Mm-hmm. It seemed like he was just kind of miserable and depressed because his whole life had been football.
Maybe that was the whole thing. It's just like people are like Kristen's probably like really has to sell Jay Cutler to her, to her bad girl OC friends. So it's just like, okay, so this is Jay, and it's just like, oh, what does Jay do? She goes, well, he was an NFL quarterback, and they're like, okay, keep talking, and they're like, what else is he into? She goes, I don't really know.
He goes hunting once a year.
He does. He's really into guns, not like collecting them, but like shooting animals. It's like, Kristen, we would never endorse that. It's just like, have you ever had venison? It's delightful. And then she's just like trying to sell. And I feel like that was what probably broke the camel's back was she always had to like say Jay's coming and people had to go, and she goes, I can't fucking do this anymore. I can't have people groan every time my husband walks into a room.
But from what I read though online, the reason why she wanted a divorce was because basically she felt like he had no motivation to do anything.
Yeah, of
Like
course not.
he left the job from Fox Sports just to sit home and do nothing. But
Because he was okay.
the man is a type 1 diabetic.
Color me
He
shocked.
got sacked for a living.
Type 1 diabetic got almost killed every day for a living. Killed every Sunday for a living. And so what? He wants to keep things a little calm. That's the problem though. So like even like I even did this. I did a little research and I went back and just watched a couple of like the audition tapes and then the actual like Fox Sports days. And it's just Jay Cutler talking about football. So it's a little more exciting than Jay at home. Which is so it's just like toss the ball and they caught it. So what? And it's just like okay.
Yeah. But
cool,
even
man.
then though, it's one thing is okay. Maybe he was kind of like that Arian Foster stage where like he was done with the game and it was literally like this. I did this my entire life. I'm ready to move on to something else now because this just doesn't interest me anymore.
But Arian Foster
that's why he didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, what was a very studious person. Like he wanted to go study things and like he wanted to be didn't he be a neuroscientist? Is that what it was or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, kind of shit that Jay Cutler doesn't do.
No, Jay Cutler wants to sit at home and like.
The toughest thing that Jay Cutler's done in the last 2 months is a 150-piece puzzle. Like that's it.
Went hunting with the boys a couple months back.
He got pissed off because one of the kids accidentally took one of the centerpieces of that puzzle, and then he looked at it. It was supposed to be the Mona Lisa, but the nose was missing. He goes, "Where the fuck is that piece?" He freaks out.
How many miles has Jay Cutler put on those sweatpants?
A first emotion he's had in like 3 weeks was that goddamn puzzle piece. I don't know, probably a lot. They're good sweatpants though. They're the Nike like breakaway style ones.
Oh yeah.
That are tight around the ankles. Actually, you know what I really love? What I've really been into are the 3-stripe Adidas ones that have the zip on the bottom.
Oh,
dude, they hug your ankles so nicely.
It's gang shit.
Yeah.
So
actually, Mackenzie turned me on to the Uniqlo ones too. I
shopped.
Yeah. Shouts out Mackenzie Graves.
And they're cheap too. That's the good thing about Uniqlo. Did you?
Yeah, they are, and they're comfortable as shit.
You got a pair?
I had to. I mean,
oh my god,
I got such a ringing endorsement.
You dirty bird. I'm honestly thinking about buying a pair. But
they're
back
really
to Mr. Cutler.
Yeah, they're solid joggers. But
the reason why the boys are singing the praises of Jay Cutler is because I found this image online. I don't know how true it is. Every fiber of my being, I pray to Future that this is true. Okay?
Okay.
Future, for the boys that don't know, Future is the god of scumbag men. He says, after filing for divorce, Kristen Cavallari wanted former Chicago Bears quarterback, to give her $5 million so she could buy a mansion. In response, Cutler froze all of his bank accounts so she couldn't access the money and told her to get a job.
Sensational.
She belongs to the streets.
She is one with the streets now.
She's one with the streets.
Just imagine Kristen Cavallari in the corner shaking a tin can.
Yeah. You identify my bitches with APs.
Yeah. She ain't got this watch on. She belongs to the streets.
She ain't got an AP. She is not mine.
I feel like Jay is now I don't know anything about the house that they had on the show. It's a nice house. So I don't know if that's if it's under his name, and then maybe that's why she's like, I'm trying to get a mansion out of this.
I'm sure.
But I mean, he's going to cut her a check for sure. I mean, just to stop the media shitstorm that she would create. Because, I mean, I don't know what else can you say that hasn't already been said by her in public. She's like, I got bored, so I left the relationship. And Jay's like, I'm pretty fucking boring. He doesn't even fight it. Like that's how like mundane he is as a person. She's like, Jay, you're gonna protect yourself? He goes, she's fucking right.
Like, I'm boring.
I'm boring. I like it.
Yeah.
She knew what she was fucking getting into. She asked me my favorite color. I go, whatever one you like.
What's your favorite color? Beige.
Do you imagine if he was just like, I like black? He was like, really?
So deep.
Just like, why do you like black? It's just like, because anytime you put another color next to it, it's brighter than black. It's like, okay, okay, you fucking psycho. Like,
Jesus Christ! Like he
yeah.
is just
But the thing
boring.
is,
She
though, is
wanted
that
guys
like the
more exciting.
boringness and the calmness of Jay Cutler is probably what made him a a tenured NFL quarterback because
Yeah.
he could take the licks. Now, mind you, his like if there's I think there's got to be a thing online, but it's just like if you just look at like just the compilation of pictures of Jay Cutler in an NFL uniform on the sideline,
Mm-hmm.
it's like one of my favorite things. I want to get a fat head of it and just like slap it on my wall just so I can go, you know what, I'm feeling down. And then I look at Jay and I go, but he's feeling worse. He like his face, the guy looks like he's like an executive, or he's just like the guy that grinds at the office all the time. Babe, I'm going to be late for dinner again tonight. You know, the Truman case is really, you know, got to crawl up my ass. There's something, you know, someone's crawling up my ass with this. And they're having a partners meeting and I got to be ready for it. And it's just like, he comes home and he's like, you know, there's food in the microwave. He begins to eat it. You know, he's pissed because it's pork chops again. And it's just like, he goes upstairs, he takes his tie off, and he kind of looks at her and he has the same face. It's always the same face. How's your day, honey? Good. Okay. And then like the next morning, you know, just they don't talk very much. She's cooking them eggs. She sets it in front of the table. Same fucking face, just with a tie on. So it gets to the point where it's just like I think that might be the conversation where she's just like, I gotta ask you a question, Jay. And first of all, let me preface this by saying I love you. But do you make any other faces? Or is this the model? Like this is it.
This is it. It's really
I was like, even when he smiles, it's just kind of like one of those like half crook smiles, or it's just like,
yep.
Yeah.
There's nothing behind those eyes.
Like even actually, I think he was on the show The League. Did you used to watch The League, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They had the cameo appearance with Jay Cutler and Kristen Cavallari, where Kevin is just like, we're gonna make friends and we're gonna hang out with the Cutlet, the baby Jay Cutler. And yeah, that was the most excited he had to be, but that was staged.
Oh, absolutely. He was acting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but apparently she left him because he wasn't motivated. He didn't want to do anything. And I don't know, maybe she wants to build her own little empire, but the man is worth a fuckload more money than you are.
Yeah. Maybe that might be it too. Like I feel like it's such like she's like, I've worked my ass off for this long and I've only made this. And Jay's just sitting on his ass, cleaning his guns, collecting residual checks essentially from the NFL. Like he's he beat the system. Certain quarterbacks really beat the system.
He was one of them.
He was one of the Joe Flacco's another.
Joe Flacco's another. Yeah, I mean Joe Flacco really had one good season.
We always do this. Always so that we rabbit hole. Or it's just like what quarterbacks beat the system. Like got back in the good Michael Vick, second time around with the Eagles. Got a contract. Yeah. Didn't work out. Deserved it at first. Mm-hmm. Didn't work out. God, there's some other guys. There's Andy Dalton.
What did they make with the Jets?
Andy Dalton tricked the system.
Yeah. How's Ryan Tannehill doing with the system?
Well, I mean, he went to the AFC Championship game last year with a different team.
True.
So did he beat the system? He did ride the best running back in the NFL for basically half the season. Yeah. And yes, they did give him money for that.
Yes.
So yes, Ryan Tannehill, yes, did in fact cheat the system. He's another one. There's a lot of quarterbacks.
There's a lot of them that have beaten the system.
Yeah. I said Andy Dalton beat the system for sure.
See how much? Now I'm starting to Google like how much.
Kirk Cousins, the first guaranteed contract in NFL history, fully guaranteed.
Wow.
Yes, not Peyton Manning, not Tom Brady. Kirk Cousins got that. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you just looking at NFL contracts and getting upset?
You know what? Robert Griffin III
beat the system because he got a contract right after that season.
Yes, and he has a net worth right now of $13 million.
Yes, Robert Griffin
III,
who's currently backing up Lamar Jackson in Baltimore.
Yes, beat the system,
And
100%.
he doesn't have to say anything. He's just like, oh, he's better than me.
Yeah. Oh, his knees didn't beat the system though. That man has 2
No.
rubber bands.
Yeah.
Um,
They are.
yeah, they
They're
are.
just like, Robert, we can't cut into this knee again. It's just like, what can you do? He's just like, springy rubber bands. Will that work for you? Sure. Yeah.
That man goes a little bit too hard getting out of the car, and he tears his ACL.
I know, that's ridiculous, right?
Like
accidentally steps on a purse strap, fucking ruins his leg.
Oh yeah, he has young kids and one Lego. He's done. So,
could you imagine? Robert Griffin III is out for the season after a at-home incident involving Legos.
Yeah. Well, they won't even say. They'll say like an at-home incident, and they'll assume that he was like, I don't know, like cleaning his gutters or some shit, fell off a ladder. No,
yeah.
Stepped on.
There are some great. I remember. Oh God, was it Clay? Not Clay Matthews. Maybe it was Clay Matthews. Somebody got had to like sit out like the first half of the NFL season because he accidentally tore his meniscus in a charity softball game rounding second base. Like just some real like 40-year-old rec league dad shit.
Yeah. Just like, those rec league softball games get intense.
I know, we used to play that. We used to play in those.
Yeah.
I always did. I was never a big fan of the guy that definitely played collegiate baseball, aged a little bit, and then fucking would like just show up and just beat us and get super excited about it.
We didn't know anybody like that.
We didn't.
We didn't play on our anybody team. Like that on our team.
We didn't. I'm talking about the other ones.
Oh, the other one. Well, we did have one on our team.
We did, but he wasn't annoying about it.
Because he was on our team, he didn't get annoying about it to us.
I mean, was it annoying?
He showed up and hit 4 home runs on a little league field.
Yeah, he's better than people. Like there's nothing. No, but he didn't rub it in their face. He just
he did.
He hit the home runs and jogged around the bases like a fucking person.
No. But because you were in the dugout, you didn't hear it. As he jogged around the bases, he would yell like, "Shoot was peace, son. Shit's peace." Like as he jogged around the bases.
Yeah. Okay. So he's admiring his work. The and maybe he's a little bit of the person I don't like, but you know what? It's not his fault.
But also,
it's just how he's wired.
So it wasn't.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, we were winning. Just like Michael Jordan. Listen, Michael Jordan berates me in practice. I got 6 titles. All right. Michael Jordan called me a fuckface, right? And I didn't even do anything yet.
He punched Steve Kerr in the eye.
He punched Steve Kerr in the face after Steve Kerr got a little upset because, he probably said something about his height and him being white, which I would do the same.
He probably did.
If I was Michael Jordan, if the exchange went down like that, it would have been, all right, Steve, you tiny white motherfucker. Like just something, you saltine cracker looking motherfucker. Just some like real, very aggressive, tall black man yells at tiny white guy.
Well, how tall? Steve Kerr is 6'3".
I was just saying he wasn't small.
No, but he's NBA wise,
bigger than average white male. With a jump shot equals NBA player equals 6 man of the year.
I mean, he's 6'3". It's funny though how like NBA height works. Like,
he's tiny. He's 6'3". It's just like, bitch.
6'3". He is well above average height for an American man.
Which today's NBA, it's like fine. Yeah, 6'3". All right, that's an average height.
Oh, but back then everybody was.
Back
huge.
then everyone was like, was 7'10". I mean, it was just.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Whole thing. So basically, the moral of the story is that Jay, keep being boring, man. Yeah. Keep your social distance. Keep being boring. Listen, it just is what it is.
I look at some of the great men of our lifetime, and when I see something like that, I see the line "Bitch, get a job," Jay Cutler. Maybe we put that on a T-shirt.
Probably. Like
the quotes just say like "Bitch, get a job," Jay Cutler.
Yeah. Well,
but I look at some of the other great men of our history. Okay.
In the history of
just, the world. And I look at some things that they've said, the disdain that they've had for women in their lives. And I have to look through I have to look at I have to look toward the GOAT, Future. Okay? And I'm telling you, one of his greatest quotes, trying to look some up, but
I was gonna say,
Would
did you
you-
find them?
would you rather I'm trying to think of this one. Would you rather cry in this Phantom or that Nissan? Preach.
It's pretty obvious what you want to cry in.
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna cry.
You can listen.
But do you want to cry in luxury?
Yeah, listen. I'm gonna mistreat you, but the contract negotiations are very formidable for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. That's the difference between athletes and rappers, really, from that
Yes.
perspective, is that athletes get chastised for
Mhm.
something like this. Oh, he's a woman beater, or he did this and he did that. And then now in today's day and age, they have domestic violence PSAs, because Kareem Hunt got a little intoxicated and karate kicked a girl in the face in the middle of a hotel. And it's okay, but it's not okay. However, rapper does it.
Mhm.
And it's his next single, and it just is what it is.
Oh, absolutely.
You just add some you had some glossy lyrics of Future being like, "So I kicked him in the face," and people are just like, "Oh shit!" And then it's just like, "So I bought her a Phantom. She's crying, but she's in a Phantom."
The Phantom. Would you rather cry in that Phantom or this Nissan?
Some OG shit. I think Michael Jordan probably learned some stuff from Future, even though it's completely opposite. Even though it's completely opposite. Future was like 4.
If you remember, the rumor going around was that Scottie Pippen's wife fell victim to the charms of Future.
I've heard this. Yeah. Well, you know what the funny thing is? Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? Is that after that dispute, Future had to pay out some stuff to Scottie Pippen's wife, which is actually more than Scottie Pippen's annual salary that he made when he was a player.
I was gonna say there are very, very few NFL quarterbacks that have beat the system. Well, professional athletes in general that have beat the system.
You know who didn't? Scottie Pippen. The system flipped him over and fucked him bare ass. It's just.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lie to my niggas. I lie to my bitch. Future. This man is a legend. Did you see on Twitter?
I thought you were going to say Jerry Krause when you said that.
Oh, no. Did you see on Twitter that Future wished each one of his baby mothers a happy Mother's Day individually?
Yes.
Iconic.
It's sensational.
Sensational. This man is a legend.
He's doing shit unseen by anybody.
Mm-hmm.
God, could you imagine Antonio Cromartie having to do that?
We'd still be reading them.
Just like, how many? Did you say 41? No.
Well, doesn't he have 28 kids or something?
I think it's something like 20. Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
I recall that there was a pilot for a reality show about it.
Yes.
Not a joke. Real thing. Didn't get made, unfortunately. But if it does, I hope it's on HBO and I hope it's uncensored.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's get back to The Last Dance, because I feel like we're just doing preview episodes. So we watched, was it episode 7 and 8 this week?
Yep.
If you didn't think Michael Jordan cared about basketball a lot, then all you gotta do is watch those 2 episodes, and you'd be wrong, because I thought it was so weird, because for some reason it just seemed like he didn't retire from the Bulls in 93. It seemed like it happened so much later.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that summer of 1993, he retired. And I'm like, 1993? It felt like it was 95. And maybe because my first real, as a kid, my first real encounter with Michael Jordan was when Space Jam came out.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew who he was, obviously, and I've seen him play. But the original NBA Finals that I remember as a kid was when they played the Sonics, and that was the 8th, this 8th episode, and I was just like, oh, I was watching that on the couch. I know exactly where I was. Like I was, just as that was happening. And then that summer they made Space Jam, which I got to tell you, man, Warner Brothers really went all out. Was just like, Michael, we really want you to be in this movie. We'll build you a goddamn gymnasium.
His facilities that they built him.
Yeah, they built him a fucking gymnasium.
Wow.
In the middle of California.
Yeah, like it was a full court.
They're just like, we got the money for that. That's fine.
Weights, like state-of-the-art weight room.
Not to mention the greatest pickup basketball experience maybe in the history of time. People flying out, mind you, some of those guys were in the movie, like Sean Bradley and Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley were in the movie.
Yeah.
But then like they're playing these like, shirts and skins pickup games, 5-on-5, fucking with like Reggie Miller and Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, and fucking Horace Grant.
Horace Grant was there. And... Yeah. I mean, Sean Bradley. Crazy. Like the greatest 5-on-5 in the history of time. Meanwhile, not ever realizing that Michael's doing scouting reports every time he sits out. And he didn't sit out very much. And he would be doing 15, 16-hour days. What did Reggie Miller call him? A vampire?
Yeah. He said that Michael was, what was it? He
would have 6:30 a.m. call times.
Yep. 6:30 a.m. to go on to makeup and all that.
Yep.
And then
7 a.m. start filming.
7 a.m. they start filming. And then they said they'd be done usually around 6, 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And from there he would work out. He would work out during his 2-hour break he got in the middle of the day. And then at the end of the day of filming, which is around 6, 7 p.m., he would play pickup games with the best talent in the NBA.
With the best players in the NBA.
Yeah. Just crazy. I mean, Juwan Howard was there.
Yeah.
Young Juwan Howard.
Young Juwan, right after Fab Five.
Yes. So, yeah, this is wild to see. So imagine, and they said it was like, these are pickup games. There's no ref. Call your own fouls. Imagine how great that basketball was.
Oh God, it's better than the basketball I watched today. That's the other thing too, is that the '90s Bulls and really just anybody that came against in their path, they played defense too. Like when I was seeing
back when the NBA, you actually did play defense.
I know, but like when I would see the scores pop up on the screen, I was like, they won 84-70 in 4 quarters of basketball. Like, and they're like, yeah, that was a regular ass game. Like most of the games were ending like 98-90. It's just like, okay.
All right.
We're not getting these 138 to 150, 138 to 128. Like it's
just like, oh yeah, this game was 64-72. What?
Yeah. So the whole 7th, 8th episodes, it was the microcosm of Jordan losing his father, which is just, I knew a lot, obviously, about, his death and the murder and, the stashing the car and all that.
Yeah. I mean,
it's terrible.
Yeah, but I always assumed it was gambling debt, but
I think, everybody did, including, all the mainstream media. I don't think it would ever have gotten that bad. Obviously, there was, they probably knew who the guy was. I mean, I think.
Well, who was the dude that Michael Jordan was playing golf with like that? What was his name? Slim something?
Was it the basketball player?
It wasn't a basketball player. He was like some guy that Michael Jordan played golf against.
I don't remember.
What was his name? It was Slim.
I don't remember.
Something. They said it was episode 5 or 6. I gotta look this up. Michael Jordan.
Slim Burrell or Bowler?
No.
James Bowler?
No, it was a guy that he bet like golf a lot against.
The only Slim that comes up is this guy named James Slim Bowler.
That might have been it.
Yeah. So.
And he's known of as.
Yeah. On one occasion, Jordan admitted that he gave James, quote, Slim Bowler a cashier's check for $57,000 to cover gambling losses. So.
Yes.
That's got to be him.
Did you see the pictures of Slim Bowler?
I haven't.
Slim Bowler smokes Newports.
Okay, so he's one of.
That's all I'm saying.
He was an OG gambling debt kind of guy.
Abso-damn-lutely.
This is him in the. Oh, geez, look at this guy. Oh yeah, yeah. He was the kind of guy that would talk shit at your soccer game when you were a kid.
Look, he would have bet money on the soccer game.
He would take the dads behind the trees and he'd be like, "How much you want on this game? You know your kid can't kick shit." Like he's just like talking like aggressive amounts of shit to these dads, being like, "You think Jimmy's really going to score 3 goals today? I bet you $300 he does."
Slim Bowler has like 3 dice in his pocket
at all times.
And he's ready to take the dads at the little league game like behind the bleachers. Like, let's play some CeeLo.
Yeah. What's going on, fellow dads? We're gonna play some clickety clack.
The king's a click clack over here. Clackety clackety clack.
She's like, Jerry, you
5-6.
Oh, 5-6, bitch. Yeah.
She's like, perfect. He shoots the dice and snaps.
Yeah. He's and the thing is though, is that like he's the kind, he does IOUs for sure. Cause he's just because you know, like Jerry's dad doesn't have like the money that, oh, sorry, man. Like I thought I had, here's 100. Can I get you on the next time around? She's just like, I know where you're gonna be. Like she's like,
I know where you're gonna be.
Listen, our kid's on the same schedule. I know you're gonna be here. You know, whatever you can get me. It starts with whatever you can get me. 2 weeks later, I'm gonna need that $500. Mm-hmm. He's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I gotta be honest. I had to stop. I should have stopped at the ATM on the way. He goes, you should have stopped at the ATM on the way. And then he's just like, you know, pops a tire in his car as they leave. It's just like, next time, that's going to be your head. Like, it's just, okay, Slim.
Yo, Slim Bowler is a 41-year-old golf hustler.
Yes, love it.
Oh, my God, I love it.
It's my goddamn dream.
And I'm sure, like, he was probably, like, a scratch golfer.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Michael was too. Michael still is.
Yeah. He was, but
Michael was playing golf when he was like 24. Like he's just like,
he was,
and he was good at it too.
Very, but yeah, I just
feel like
a guy like Slim Bowler, and I'm just like, you know what? I mean, had things gone better in life, he probably could have been on the tour.
Yeah, I also think that Michael acclimated himself to like the most aggressively white activities very early in his career, which was a good idea. But it's really, it got him paid. It got him. I mean, I'm sure in the contract negotiations, just like, let's go play some golf. And it's just like, you golf? And it's just like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Like, this is pre-Tiger Woods, all right? Like,
no, but a guy like Michael Jordan wouldn't react like that. Michael Jordan's reaction would be...
Could you imagine? Like, what the fuck that's supposed to mean?
No, he wouldn't react like that. His reaction would be like, yeah, actually, you know, I just started playing like probably a couple months ago, and I think I'm getting okay at it. You want to go? And then, like, on purpose, he would play terribly.
Hustles him, yeah.
Oh, he'd hustle the shit out of whoever he's playing.
I don't know because Michael. No, because I think that's out of character. Because I feel like Michael. I think because of his competitive spirit, would not have an off day. Like even in his off days in the NBA, there's meaning behind them. You know?
Yeah, but
he had an off day because he was sick. Even the flu game, he had 30. Like it's just
but that's still like you expect him. He was like one of the highest prospected players coming out of college that year in the draft.
He was.
Like
you
expected him to be good at basketball.
Mm-hmm.
If Top this 5, is a young Michael Jordan who is trying to get an endorsement deal, who's being courted for an endorsement deal by, I don't know, McDonald's, for example, right? Back in like, let's say this is like 1984 or whatever. And you're one of the guys that works for McDonald's. You have no idea he plays golf. And he just says, hey, like, you know, why don't we go play golf or something? You know, just to get to know each other, whatever. At first you look at him like, you play golf? And then he's like, and then Michael Jordan flips it and he's like, maybe I can try to get some of this guy's money because I'm super competitive and I'm a fucking sociopath. And from there, he was like, yeah, I've only been playing for a couple of months. You know, I really like the game. You know, but I'm still learning. And then, like, he purposely, I'm thinking, would play terrible for, like, the first like 2 holes.
Oh, I was going to say, like,
then he would
plays like shit the front 9.
Not even the front 9.
All right, so we'll say like the first like 3 holes.
I'll say like the first probably 2 holes. And then on hole 3, he would say like, why don't we make this a little interesting? Just, you know, put up, what's $200 a ball between friends?
And it's like,
just
all right, Mike.
yeah, Mike, sure. And in your mind, and let's say this guy in the boardroom is like an average golfer, like he works your typical like, executive, sales executive at McDonald's salary, where like hours where like, he really only has time to get out on the weekends and like probably not every weekend. So he's an okay golfer. Next thing you know, there's money on the line and Michael just starts turning up on you. Oh, this one's a par 5. Michael's making it in 4. Like shit like that.
It's just like,
and you're like, where the fuck did this happen?
Jesus
Where did this go?
Christ. No,
Yeah.
We're in trouble. How am I ever going to expense this to corporate? This is going to be a tough ask.
I want your money in my pocket. Michael's just dropping.
He is a sociopath when it comes to competitiveness.
Michael has a ball and a rope.
Michael is a different cat. He still is competitive. Even when during the interview, he's sweating and angry, just being like, I want to go back out there.
I just imagine Michael on the golf course, like just hustling this poor young, this poor young sales representative that's trying to court him at McDonald's. And as soon as he gets to hole 3, they've already shook on how much money they're going to wager. And Michael's like, all right. And then he just pulls this huge cigar the size of my forearm out of his bag, lights it up. And then he just kind of shakes it off a little bit. Suddenly, you see Jordan in Game 6 in his eyes. Like he just turns it on.
Look at my television screen before. That look says, I'm going to lose.
The one with the orange sweat.
And let me tell you, you are going to lose when you get that look. A lot of people got that look. I actually took some notes while I was watching back the episodes because there was some things I needed to say. Okay. There was a part in the 8th episode. So basically the 7th episode was just kind of like his competitive spirit to the point where he was brought to tears because it was the what I would consider his Terrell Owens, that's my quarterback moment, where it's just like, that's my quarterback. All right. He's so passionate about the game that he just wants people to be as passionate as he is, to the point where he's just like, yeah, I punched Steve Kerr in the face. And yes, he punched me back. But you know what? Just so competitive, man. Like, the sociopathic tendencies. Okay, there was a part in the 8th episode where they started really going at his...
By the way, you mentioned Steve Kerr. I just realized that Steve Kerr holds the number 1 and number 2 spots for highest winning percentage in the NBA. As a player and as a coach.
As a coach. Yep.
Yeah, crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Steve Kerr, ladies and gentlemen.
Steve Kerr, yeah.
Yeah.
When he played for the Bulls and coaching the Warriors.
I was going to say, the only thing I knew him for was punching Michael Jordan in the chest. So this was...
Well, trying to punch Michael Jordan in the chest.
Can't reach me. Can't reach me from all the way down there, can you, bitch? Like,
cute little 6'3" frame.
Yeah, look at you, skinny motherfucker.
With 6'3" to 6'6", bitch.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. Regardless, Michael's practice shit talking game was strong. Really strong. Like, and it would be funny because he would always go after Scott Burrell, and Burrell would not budge, but he would always find a way to just I just gotta budge on him because he just keeps taking it. Like, he's my punching bag, but he's a punching bag that won't hit me back. Like, it just became that. But they became like such good friends because of it. It's just like, I just told him one day, like, I'm not gonna listen to your shit. Like, basically, I'm just gonna play you in practice, and so on and so forth.
What I thought was hilarious though was watching this, and he said, Scott Burrell, love him. He was a good guy, and I would ride him hard because I knew that there would come a point in the season where I would need him. So I had to make sure I did. But at the end of the day, Scott's just a nice guy.
Not a good basketball player.
Yeah, that's what he said. No,
just
he
a
didn't say
nice
he's
guy.
He didn't say he's a good basketball. He's like, Scott's a good basketball player.
Went to UConn, hell of a good player.
But he's just a nice guy. He didn't have it in him.
Yep.
He basically just the nicest way of calling him a pussy.
Just weeding out the weak.
Yep. Like you don't have that extra oomph you need to get us
You
over
don't have
the
that
hump.
extra thing I'm looking for, Scotty.
Yes.
You got nice friends. You got a lovely wife, lovely house.
Lovely
I don't
house.
like you. Don't think you're kind of. Don't really think you're on my level though. So
Yeah, you just don't have that extra to get there. He's a nice guy.
So
That's what he is. He's a nice guy.
yeah. So cue over to so that now they go to the 8th episode. There was a point in the show where they brought up for the first time who I've ever heard in my life, LeBradford Smith played for
Oh
the.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is my favorite. This is on the top tier of my favorite things so far. This documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, beginning of episode 8. LeBradford Smith's playing for the Washington Bullets at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Before you go look for him, you don't need to. There's not much of a stat line. LeBradford Smith had one really good game. Like, it was just his night. And he dropped 37 points in a loss still. They still lost to
I
the
think
Bulls
of
that
it
night.
like kind of like Linsanity, but a lot shorter.
Exactly. One good game.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jordan had a fairly off night. Like it wasn't like the worst of his career. He just didn't have a great game. Okay.
No, the chips all fell in his favor.
Game ends. LeBradford Smith goes up to Mike and just says, "Nice game, Mike." That's it. That's it. That is all he says. He says what everybody else would say in that circumstance. Okay. Hey, good game. See you next time. Okay. They just happened to be playing Washington in a home and home that day or that week. So, play in Chicago and then go to Washington, and they played that night. Mike takes this nice game, Mike, as an insult, and then says, "I'm going to score as many points as he did in the game in the first half." And Michael scored 36 points in the first half. And then scored 47 for the game. And then when asked about it, he said, after he said, "What made you come out?" He said, "Oh, well, Bradford Smith said, 'Nice game, Mike.'" And I kind of took it as an insult. He then went later on and said, "I actually made that whole thing up." He fictitiously made a point to get angry about something.
Yep.
And it was literally nothing.
Yeah.
But that's how he goes to that place.
That's how he was. Well,
like,
even
imagine doing that to yourself, just being like, what angers me today? Like,
I remember them playing
Bradford Smith scored 37 on me last night.
Yeah, remember them playing against the Seattle Supersonics. And Michael worked himself up because the head coach at Seattle basically ignored
George Karl.
George Karl ignored him.
Snubbed him in a restaurant.
At the same restaurant, yeah.
And Mike is just like, "Oh, okay, that's how I'm gonna play this shit." Okay,
like we're both No, we're both North Carolina guys.
Yeah, both Tar Heels. Yeah, both went to North Carolina. Both played with under Dean Smith. They were, they're cut from that cloth. And all he wanted to say was that, like, handshake, "Hey man, good luck out there." And George just apparently snubbed him. And Mike's like, "All right, you're dead to me now."
Is that what really
you're dead.
happened? I don't know.
George Karl did an interview with ESPN after the show aired, and he's just like, it didn't exactly happen like that. Like, he kind of just like, he didn't like go up to him, and he just kind of gave him a wave. Like, he's just like, "Hey Mike," and he's just like, "Fuck that." You shake my hands.
You kiss the fucking ring.
You kiss the ring, exactly. At that time, what do you have, 3? He goes, "You kiss one of these 3 rings."
Yeah. And then he talked about then he laughed at Gary Payton. Basically said, he was like, "Oh, the glove. He gave me no trouble."
Yeah. The glove. Yeah. His nickname's the Glove. Like, he's just like all defensive, all decade team.
Yes.
He didn't do anything for me. I had a couple other things on my mind, and the whole Father's Day, winning the championship on Father's Day, and it's but like the best part was obviously his reactions on the tablet when he's watching Gary Payton. He's just like, "Oh shit, okay."
Well, that and like the Isaiah Thomas one,
Yeah, he's
He's
just
just then he
but it's
reacts.
just two
It's
totally
so
different
funny.
demeanors because he
Yes.
likes Gary Payton and he does not like Isaiah Thomas,
Right.
which is
Right.
it's so obvious. It's just like he's saying that as like a joke to Gary Payton. It's just
Right.
like
Right.
Gary
He was
couldn't
like
touch me.
Gary. He gave me no
Whatever.
trouble. And the
Yeah.
funny thing is, like watching Gary, like he's
Yeah.
so serious in the interview talking about. He was like, man, that one game, and if I turned it on earlier, series would have been different. Just Gary was a. I honestly though, I love those Supersonics teams of the '90s.
I did too. Sean Kemp, Detlef Shrimp.
Yes.
That was my favorite. I think he was my favorite player of that era. It was Detlef
Gary-
Shrimp. He
Something
had
about you and big doofy white dudes.
I love doofy white guys that can shoot that are from like Croatia, like Serbia. I don't know.
That is your
That's
typical.
That's why I love Tony Kukoc.
Yeah, that's your typical like European player at that time was just 7'18" and he could shoot threes.
Yeah, Kukoc 6'10", shoot, didn't play a lick of defense. That's not what they do. It's not what you do in Europe. You don't play defense.
You don't play D. Yeah. He's 6'13" and he can shoot. Yeah, honestly, for them though, when you're that size, I mean, defense is just like, all right, get in the paint, put your hands up, jog out.
Like cough the ball. Just kidding. It's
just get in the paint, stand there for 2 seconds with your hands up, jog out. That's it. Yeah. And then you let the next big 6'8" to 6'14" white dude do the same thing, and you guys just cycle out together.
9'12" motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so Mike just absolutely, he's just I want to have that competitive spirit. I have it in some aspects of my life, but it's just what he has is just the uncanny ability to take nothing and turn it into something. And I don't think I can do that. I wish I could. Or we could just be like, oh, like Steve said he was going to outsell you this month. And it's just like, fuck Steve. Like it's just, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Like it's just, the motivations are different. Michael's motivation was purely just to say, I want to be the best ever.
Yeah.
And if anybody
I'm
says,
not going to stop until I am the best.
Yeah. That's how and that now this brings on the LeBron conversation again after watching this show. 15, 20 years from now when they do a LeBron James documentary, which begins with the decision, of course, which is, I think, still been LeBron's like crowning achievement of this whole thing, was creating a reality television show.
Oh my God. Sponsored by Powerade.
Sponsored by Powerade. Nice job. Way to sell the product. So the aspect is something about Michael's leadership, although he was such a dick. Like, and he even admitted it. He's just like, yeah, so what? But his so what attitude about it is just like, it was mildly endearing, because it's like, work hard, play hard. Like, it's just how it is. But like, he didn't tread into political or religious topics. He didn't get overly over the top. Where like LeBron digs his heels in and goes face first into that stuff.
Absolutely.
And there's something about it that like I think if you have a platform, you should say what you want. But like when LeBron does it, it feels like it's like an obligation almost. And like that's where like I feel like I differ, because Michael does it because he's like, I want to be the best of all time, and I don't care if anybody likes me. And that's been like the whole thing with this documentary. It's just like, do you care if people like you? And he's just like, I mean, yes and no. like I do, but also Republicans buy Jordans too. Like, it's just where like LeBron would just be like, I'm surprised he didn't say shit after he watched the documentary. Like,
I think LeBron is they're definitely both very strong leaders. But I think LeBron's methods are different than Michael. Like, I think that the people that LeBron plays with actually like him. But
I genuinely believe that as well.
But make no mistake, LeBron is the hog with the big nuts. Like, there. Like, like, if LeBron wants a new coach, LeBron's getting a new coach.
Yep, David Blatt.
Yeah. If shit, Tyronn Lue,
I know.
he pretty
Even
much got him hired.
he got him hired, and then ultimately, I believe, fired as well. Like it's
Yeah, yeah. And the only reason why they put him in there was basically like, yeah, we have a head coach, but
we know whose team
LeBron's
this
calling
is.
all the shots. Yeah, we know
Yeah.
whose team this is.
That's the thing, though, is that you never believed that Phil Jackson wasn't coaching that team.
No, you didn't. You knew 100%. Like that was Phil Jackson's. Phil Jackson was running that.
Offense, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Michael wasn't implementing the triangle.
Yeah. Michael definitely made it better.
Absolutely. I mean, if you have, one of the most naturally talented basketball players in the history of the game, and you're running that specific offense, like, yeah, he's going to make it better.
The thing is, though, is that they were still quite good without him. Like, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Without him.
They did. And it was because...
And they lost to a team that should have won the NBA championship, but they didn't.
Yes.
And they fucked it up.
I'm looking for the
Orlando
record number of triple doubles.
That's another thing. Sidebar: how good were those early to mid '90s Orlando Magic teams?
Oh my god, they were so good.
When they brought in Horace Grant, it completed the puzzle. You got Penny, Shaq, and Horace, and it's just like, and they didn't win. That drove me crazy because I was a huge Shaq fan. Still am. Yeah. I mean, I would say was. I mean, Shaq was my guy. Like that. He was the guy before even Jordan for me. My dad was obsessed with Shaquille O'Neal, and I had rookie cards and jerseys, and I was just like, I guess I'm an Orlando Magic fan now. And then, then Jordan popped on my screen, and I'm like, I like him. I like him too.
Listen, but I'm actually looking at this, right? Okay. Record number of triple doubles in NBA history, right?
Oscar Robertson.
Season? Yeah, Oscar Robertson. But LeBron James is 5th, right?
Right.
Regular season. Michael Jordan is 15th with 28. Now you go to postseason number of triple doubles. Magic Johnson's number 1. LeBron James number 2. Michael Jordan is nowhere to be found. Okay, because postseason comes around, they go into overdrive, and Michael is getting pretty selfish.
Michael scores.
Michael scores.
Michael's not here to pass you the ball, Steve Kerr. All right?
No.
Listen, John Paxson, why don't you go sit on the bench, left out with Bill Winnington? How about that?
By the way, Scottie Pippen's on that list.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's a scene. Is it? Oh, God, the heck's the guy's name? I always forget to say his name. Jade Burchell.
Yeah.
How do you say his name?
I think that's it.
Is it Judd? Is it Jay? Is it? I still don't know how to say his name. Judson Berkler. That's a fun name to say. Did you see the watch he was wearing? In the
I can't.
Thing is humongous. Thing took up his entire wrist. I was like, holy shit. I was like, Judd's swagging out right now.
Yeah, there are a lot of dudes you see on these things where like they'll wear these comically large watches.
This one was comically large. Like it was just like this isn't even this. It's bigger than his body.
Right, and already he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll see them wearing just these giant monstrosities on their wrists. Like I don't understand the huge watch thing. And I mean we've talked about watches a bit on this podcast. Don't understand the big watch thing. Like
I like to be uniform.
Huh?
I want to be uniform to my body.
Yeah. I want something appropriate for my size,
Exactly.
But you'll see dudes with like 50 millimeter cases. The thing is the size of a fucking dinner plate just on your wrist. Like I don't get it. Yeah. Another thing though, I don't
wristwatch.
Yeah. Another thing I don't get is
Jesus.
There are actually watches right now where like the value of the watch has actually been inflated by rappers.
Correct.
Like there are 2 watches I can think of. The Patek Philippe Nautilus and the what is it? It's the Nautilus and the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. Yeah, and those 2 watches, because rappers have bought so many of them and absolutely covered them in diamonds, finding one that's just regular in like in regular ass like condition, it's actually worth like
Diamond encrusted watches. We might as well talk about 6ix9ine.
yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, like taking those watches and like covering them in diamonds actually decreases the value.
Yeah,
But if you can find one that's in like perfect condition, it's actually worth like well over 6 figures,
for real.
which is way higher than the original sticker price, just because rappers bought them all up and covered them in diamonds.
Yes.
But yeah, speaking of diamond encrusted watches,
Yeah.
one Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Just fucking kill. He just
Okay.
man, the internet was wild this weekend.
Oh my God. So he came out of hiding. He's on house arrest right now.
Looks like a nice house.
Yeah.
Definitely took a lot of videos of the outside of it so people can get a good description of what it looks like.
Yep. Did you see that video where they basically found where he is?
They're like, we know exactly where you are.
Yeah. Record a new video, went live, say, hey, I got new music coming out. I'm releasing the video. At this point, this video's been out for what? Probably almost a week at this point?
No, not even yet. I think it came out, Friday?
Yeah, you're right. So only a few days, not even a week yet. This
yeah.
music video has more views than Tootsie Slide.
Yeah, 123 million views.
123 million views. I think
in
Tootsie
4
Slide
days.
has 81, and it's been out for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing numbers, my guy.
Numbers. Actually, how long is Tootsie Slide? When was that uploaded? Just gonna look. It couldn't have been because we were like locked down.
But needless to say, the YouTubes were having some trouble.
Mm-hmm. A month ago.
He did 5 million in 1 hour.
Yes.
5 million views in 1 hour. Did 2 million views on Instagram Live, which then, the clout chasing, the clout spewing started happening.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, you see this watch? See this watch?
Yeah.
You can't fuck with me if you don't got this watch.
But part of it is, and we talked about this before, we were saying what happens to 6ix9ine, like when he gets out of jail, because he was only going to do 24 months, and they actually released him early because of COVID. We talked about what happened, and I remember saying, I think he's still going to make music. He's going to leave the city like right away. He's not moving back into the city. He'll live somewhere outside of the city. He's not really going to let people know where he lives, and he's going to continue to release music. Yeah, they fucked that up already. They're moving him somewhere else.
Of course. He'll just, I'll hop around like John Gotti.
Yeah, and I said, but the clout machine that is 6ix9ine, he's going to have round-the-clock security. He's not ever going to be able to tell people where he lives, and he is going to release music. Eventually, he'll start touring again.
Okay, so my thing is that it's from the economic standpoint. Where's the money coming from?
The money?
Yeah.
Touring.
Yeah, but like just for like that song he just put out, where's the money coming from in that? Theoretical YouTube dollars?
Yeah. YouTube dollars, yeah, for right now. I'm sure there's a label behind him right now.
I think there has to be.
Absolutely. There is a label behind him. I don't know what the label is, but I'm sure there is one right now. Because also that's one thing that's popular in music now is people talk like they're completely independent, but they're not. Like definitely have a label behind them. And that's what, but even then, like for his record label, they have to be happy. I mean, yeah, you have your theoretical YouTube dollars. I don't know how much money you're going to make for running ads on that video.
Particular product. I would really like to see that.
Oh, he's selling hoodies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. 6.
How many times have you watched the video?
Like once.
Yeah, I've 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. 18 million listens on Spotify as of right now, which is great. It's 18 million listens in like 3-4 days.
I know.
It's fucking crazy.
That's just on one platform.
It's just on one platform. 18 million people. Well, at least that song's been streamed 18 million.
And over 120 million times on YouTube. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, and how much money do you get for like a Spotify stream? Let's
I think
see.
it's what is it? A penny? No,
No, it's
tenth of
less
a
than
penny.
that.
Tenth of a penny.
It's whoa. Okay. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Spotify reports that it pays out between $0.00331 and $0.00437 per stream to rights holders. So yeah, so let's say you get about 0.004.
We've done this calculation before.
Yeah, but you're getting like a fourth of a cent. Like you're getting like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like you're getting like a little less than like half a cent for a stream. But at 18 million times, that's 72 grand.
3 days.
Yeah,
Tough day at the office.
grand in 3 days.
Tough day at the office.
Yeah. So yeah, but he gets that. Granted, a lot of that goes to the label, but then between that, the ridiculous number of YouTube views, he's getting something.
Yeah, we'll do numbers like that soon.
Yeah, of course.
I'm really excited about it.
18 million in 3 days. Yeah,
we're gonna do it.
Clout. We need to generate clout. You should get some face tats.
I think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna get just a butthole, just like a
butthole right in your forehead. Yeah.
Big old, but like a gaping butthole.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Or maybe a guy eating poutine, something along those lines. I'm
gonna get a butterfly like right here.
Yeah.
And like something like here. It's gonna say like magnificent, like right here, like along the hairline.
But it's spelled wrong.
Yeah.
It's gotta be spelled wrong.
Just like magnificent. And then get like a butterfly tattoo, get like a teardrop here.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe I'll do something silly, like put it under my eyelids and just be something says like always farting or like
always farting.
Yeah.
Let me get like a gun, like right here.
Yeah.
What I'll do, because they're face tats.
I'll put it under my eyelids and it'll say always farting, and it'll have like so instead of a teardrop tattoo, it'll actually just be fart clouds going down my face.
I'm gonna get a bowl of chips, like right here.
I'm gonna get a cat.
Mm-hmm.
A cat walking towards my mouth, which is the food bowl.
Wow.
And it's just like it's gonna eat my face.
Yep. Now I'm gonna get a whole bunch of just terribly done. Oh, shit, I'm getting sleepy. I'm gonna get
I think I'm gonna shave the side of my head and get a tattoo on the side of my head.
I'm gonna get an iPhone, like right beside my head. Just get like an iPhone tattooed.
It's just like is that an endorsement deal? It's just like I just really like Apple products.
I just really love Apple products. Like
I'm a big fan.
An iPhone and on the screen like Steve Jobs. On it, and I'll just grow the hair back over it.
For real.
Just so everyone knows I got it.
It's the old Action Bronson.
Yeah.
The hair always grows back over.
Yeah, the hair's gonna grow back over it. That's it.
By the way, I binged watched like every episode of Fuck That's Delicious. I don't know why. I just got caught up in it because he was promoting it heavy on Insta. So I was like, all right, so, and I hadn't really watched it in a while. Mm-hmm. I just forgot how nonsensical it is. It's just
he is incredible.
They're just getting hot. They're just getting high and just going to like hot spots and they're just eating. And he's making these like very, like the thing, he's obviously the food guy, but he just makes these very like very strong affirmations about how good food is.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me so happy. It's just like when he goes to like the busted down Chinese restaurant, like in the Bronx, and he's just like, this is the good shit when the chicken is actually orange. It's like, I love
like
this.
They find that little like old rundown shack off like the side of the road in like South Carolina somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, all right, I'm going to take the peach cobbler, the vanilla ice cream. I'm going to make it into a sandwich and put fried chicken on it. And you're like, what the fuck?
And it's just like, he's just high.
Yeah, he's just high.
Maybe that's why, because I was high when I was watching it too. And I was just like, oh, and I just like binge watched it. I just got done. I just watched the episode where they were in New Jersey, and it's just like, all right, that's my homeland. I want to know where they hit. They hit all the good spots.
Of course.
They did a diner spot. They did Rutt's Hut. Shout out to Rutt's Hut. It's like the best hot dog emporium in the history of time.
Gang shit.
Gang shit, gang, gang, gang.
Did you see the episode where they I can't remember where he went, but the guy that owned the place made him this it was like this fried liver sandwich or like kidney sandwich.
Yeah.
And he eats it. He was like, there's a real eater's sandwich. It tastes like a 12-year-old Brazilian asshole. It tastes like a bag of nickels.
Tastes like a bag of nickels. That's what he said. Tastes like a bag of nickels. It's like, I love it. It's true though. Like you ever had liver before? You ever had like any like game meats? Like,
yeah.
It does.
It's organs.
It's got metallic quality to it.
It does. That's
why I love Vietnamese food, or I love any Far Eastern food that like just uses everything. They have this like mashed up like pate, like liver dish that Vietnamese makes. Vietnam and Korea makes it. It's what the fuck's it called? It's like almost looks like liverwurst, but it's like minced down. Shit bangs though.
Dad used to make like fried chicken livers when I was a kid.
Yeah, those are good.
And
as long as they're cooked right, they're good.
Did not appreciate them. Now I could really go for some.
I kind of want some right now. I'm pretty hungry.
Yeah, but like, you know, my 6-year-old palate didn't want fried chicken livers.
No 6-year-old palate wants that. It's just like, I want Cookie Crisp.
Yeah. Want some goddamn Lucky Charms.
You see this shit? People are like making homemade Cookie Crisp at home. They're like, they're just making, they're just like making mini cookies. Yeah, it's a real thing.
Hold on.
Wouldn't the cookies just disintegrate? Homemade
with
Cookie
the
Crisp.
Cookies? Yeah, I'm looking this up. Homemade Cookie Crisp.
Yeah. Real thing. Bust down.
Why?
I don't know. People want to bust down. People want to bust down on Cookie Crisp, right?
Wow.
They're not trying to stay healthy on a punk bitch sometimes, all right? Eat your star fruit. Eat your star fruit.
Why in the name of science would you do this?
Because science is so busy trying to attack a invisible being right now that it just wants to focus on, you know, something that makes us happy, like cookies in a bowl.
Delicious though.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think the next time I have a single dad weekend, I'm about to bust down a box of Cookie Crisp.
Look at you making this Cookie Crisp. You're doing very good. Nice job.
And the thing is, I like never drink milk anymore, so Daddy is gonna have to doo-doo.
Yeah, we're an almond milk household.
Yeah.
Think about trying oat milk. How do you feel about oat milk?
Try it. Why not? Oat milk, rice milk. Oh.
Yeah. Husker do's, Husker don'ts.
Do your thing.
Do you think?
I'm telling you though, when next single dad weekend, I think I'm buying a box of Cookie Crisp, and I'm gonna break that bitch off.
Are you gonna do one of those like Tupperware bowls of Cookie Crisp? Oh yeah. Like just find the biggest bowl in the house that you have, and just dump the whole box in.
It's got to be that big old like metal popcorn bowl. Dump
I got one of those.
Half a gallon of milk in it.
Yeah, the bowl I usually make my chicken wings in. I'm using it as a cereal bowl.
Yeah, like I'm eating. This is my food for the day. I'm just like,
and then like you can't finish it all, so you just toss it in the fridge.
Yeah,
no plastic wrap, nothing. Just you eat it with a wooden spoon.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna use the plastic one, the big ass Kool-Aid ladle.
Yeah,
just eat it. Just.
There's no dishes clean. Why are you using a soup ladle?
Sit outside wearing sweat shorts, eating just the jobless uniform.
You're looking all kinds of homeless right now.
You are not looking gainfully employed, sir.
You don't look like you have a home.
Nah, just like a wife beater, sweat shorts, slippers, with high socks.
I actually think I'm gonna turn on "Fuck That's Delicious" after this. Got me all excited about it.
Why are the socks always pulled up with the sweat shorts?
Yeah,
and the slippers.
Have you been watching Dark Side of the Ring at all?
Yes.
Did you watch the last episode about Dan Abrams?
The cocaine and cowboy boots. Yes.
Yeah, that's how I want to go out, with Vaseline all over my chest and cocaine.
Getting robbed by hookers.
Love it. Wrestling. Yeah, man, wrestling. This is the best part of wrestling. It's not the actual wrestling, it's the stories of it.
At the end of the day, he was just a wild mark.
Yeah, he was.
And hey, listen, man's lived his life. Or I love that finesse he did on the people that came to to record his show. Where like they basically said, like, you know, checks have been bouncing, we're pissed, like, you know, if you don't give us any money right now, like, we're gonna walk. So he calls the bank and basically says, verify my account, how much money I have in there. And there's like a few $1 million in that account. And then he gets off the phone. Is that good? Will you take a check? And they're like, yeah. So he pulls the okey doke on them and writes the check from a different account that has like no money in it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Wrestling.
King of the fish market flim flam.
Yeah. Welcome to the fish market flim flam.
Yes. Just getting tricky.
Like how, his delusion was my favorite when they're just like, they're doing these casino shows and he's just like, they got 300 people there. He goes, but we've got the MGM.
Yeah, we got the MGM Grand. The Grand is like, they had to turn down the house lights so we wouldn't, so the at-home audience wouldn't know how many empty seats were in the ring. But we
still booked the venue.
We still booked the MGM Grand. I was like,
she's like, I don't think you get it.
$40 on pay-per-view.
Yeah, Dan, I don't think you get it. You know how repeat business is kind of the whole part of this thing. Yeah, we're not getting any more after this.
Yeah, $600 at the door, $80 in pay-per-view buys.
This event cost $12,000 to put on, so we're taking a tremendous loss.
It cost us $30,000 in 1996 dollars to rent out the MGM Grand.
They rent out the MGM Grand, not to mention all the other shit we had to do. Yeah, this was a solid $50,000+ investment. We made $680. To say this was a tremendous loss is putting it very lightly.
Yeah, not to mention the set designs, the wrestlers we had to pay, the grips, the mics.
Just a handful of people.
Whole bunch of people that have families that need to be fed.
Still wears cowboy boots.
And he just wears cowboy boots. Pulls out the yellow cowboy boots. Yeah, they're gonna be talking about these for years, Tom.
Yeah, skiddly diddly. But before we head out, boys, we got to do shouts out and a pour one out to the legend Jerry Stiller. Who
there's a few.
Yeah, well, Jerry Stiller was the one that took me.
Little Richard took me.
Little Richard too, of course.
Little Rich. Fun fact. Remember the song Tutti Frutti?
Of course.
Originally about gay sex.
I did read that.
Yep. And the original lyrics were Tutti Frutti, good booty.
Yeah.
And then something about being able to squeeze it in. Just
okay. All right.
Yeah, gay man making songs about gay sex back in like the 40s, 50s.
It's tough. Tough sell. But he was one of me work. But Jerry Stiller, aka Frank Costanza on Seinfeld, but maybe the greatest TV. Well, not one to the greatest. Archie Bunker, I still think is the greatest TV dad. But Frank Costanza up there with just some of the greatest one-liners. Got a lot of problems with you people. So shouts out Little Richard, Jerry Stiller, Day One Boys for Life.
Day Ones.
No.
Moment of silence. Thank you.
All right. Let's make like a tree, get the fuck out of here.
That's right.
Another silly episode this week, and we'll talk to you soon. Like next week.
Yeah.
Probably doing it over Zoom again.
Most likely.
Yeah. Listen, we're not going to stop. But so listen, 5-star review. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Zing Zang, Fling Flang, boom. Fish. Do it. Shill. Tell us. Tell everybody. Tell your boys. Tell your friends.
Fish, market, flim flam. Boys. We're getting out of here. We're going to skedaddle. We love you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
And remember my catchphrase for the summer. Short shorts, bright colors, love yourself.
Loving ourselves.
I love you. Please call me back.